Okay, so welcome to my first moto vlog, which is kind of insane to say. I hope I'm not speaking too loud. I've just set up this setup with having the Osmo Action 5 Pro and the mic on the inside of the helmet, so if you ever want to see that setup, let me know. I don't have a helmet mount yet. With it being Christmas so close, I've been waiting for one to come in, but obviously it's getting delayed with Christmas fucking deliveries and shit. So the first one I initially ordered actually came, but it was the wrong helmet, and this is like a cheap enough helmet. So yeah, I'm about to get my bike sorted, get the thing off. This is my old bike, piece of shit. I'm trying to get it fixed to see if I can sell it on. It's a Suzuki GN 125. My first ever bike that I got was the same one, a little bit younger. Great bike to ride, but it ended up getting stolen on me 6 weeks after having it. So this one I bought out of just being really excited to have another bike, but it was a piece of shit. The guy who sold it to me, thank you so much for that. But this one is my newest one, and it is a Suzuki Bandit 650, which was crazy going from a 125 to a 650, but I love her so much. Her name is Sonic. So yeah, let me just get everything off her and then get the camera set up and let's just go for a spin. It is quite wet and damp out today, so we'll be taking it nice and slow, but in Ireland you can only expect so much with the weather. We're not in California or Australia or something where we can always depend on good weather to a degree. So yeah, we'll be taking it out and going for a nice little spin, but I have to get this off and try not to soak myself in the process. And here she is in all her glory with the cover taking off, but this is an absolute godsend. I got one of these the other day, just need to find my fucking keys. Oh, there we go, back pocket. Okay, so it's one of those ones where if you are brand new to riding, again, my first bike I ever got was the exact same as this one, just different colour, different year, and it was stolen within 6 weeks because all I had on it was a chain lock, and they cut through it within apparently 3 minutes, and it was out on a public road, so nobody stopped them, which I don't expect anybody to stop somebody robbing my bike. It's two wheels and an engine at the end of the day, and I wouldn't want anybody to put their life at risk for that. But this one, right, this is the warning. And if I don't unlock it, it will do that really loud alarm noise. I don't know if you can hear it in the helmet, but it's pretty fucking loud and irritating. But this handle is a reminder to take it off, because if not, somebody will think that you're stealing your own bike. Okay, so we're going to start her up now. Again, I don't know what degrees it is in Ireland, but it's cold enough right now, so choke will have to be opened quite a bit because she's not fuel injected. But let's see if we can get her started. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's nice. I genuinely have so much to learn about bikes because I only took my bike out there a week and a half ago, and we had a storm warning in Ireland, but we basically always get storm warnings, and it ends up sometimes just being a fucking little light breeze. And my car was in the garage because I drive both car and bike now, and my car was in the garage, and I was oh, I'll be fine, and I ended up literally having my first crash because I was silly and I didn't take the storm warning properly. So learning that of okay, because this bike, I don't even know the wording for it, I'm not going to pretend I do, but this bike is a lot more centered and very easy to tip. So you lean with this bike rather than pushing the handlebars on this one, which is obviously a little more of a cruiser bike. So learning how to use this has been, a whirlwind of emotions, trying not to be scared of moving off or scared of tipping a little bit too much. And yeah, getting blown off, it was definitely an eye-opener to say the least. But yeah, I hope this camera point of view is nice enough. I can kind of see it in my mirror over here, that you can see my hands on the bike, but gonna let her heat up now anyway. But yeah, again, it's wet outside, it's a bit slippery, so we're gonna take our time, but I'm just gonna go for a little spin around the area and come back and just have some chats. But yeah, if you're interested in this kind of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give me a little like, and comment what kind of content you want to see. I would love to go around Glendalough, up in Ireland, which is this mountainous area, Hillatara, just some nicer areas in the countryside so you guys can see it. But yeah, enjoy. But just in case you're wondering how I look to other people, so this is my bike and this is how I look. So yeah, I love the silly helmet covers. I think they're just so fun, and they bring a lot of smiles to people, which is really sweet, and I love that. So yeah, I'm going to continue to wear the helmet covers, but when my chin mount arrives, or my POV mount I should say, when that arrives for my helmet, I'm going to have to figure out a way to probably cut it out and then super glue the mount on, which is funny because I'm probably going to get a new helmet soon anyway, because I want like a black helmet. This is a white one. I want a black one. If you're looking for a hobby that's a bit cheap, don't get a motorcycle. I've spent so much money on motorcycles this year that I will never see again. Just from learning curves and not being silly and trying not to get too excited over bikes. But yeah, gonna get a new helmet soon. But when the helmet POV comes in, I'm so excited for that. But that'll be in the new year, so yeah. I also noticed my boots do not have very good grip on them, so when it comes to wet days like this in Ireland, if I try to put my feet down, they slip a lot. So I'm like, ooh, should probably get some shoes with some better like silicone on the bottom or something. Why did I come this way? Why did I do that? Again, I'm just not risking moving out into the middle there for somebody to swerve and fucking hit me, especially during Christmas traffic. Nope, people are insane. I also got like a phone charger, which I thought was quite cool. Had one on my very first bike that the previous owner had installed, and realized for content creation, because I'm going to have my 360 cam somewhere here, for content creation it'd be really good to just charge the camera constantly rather than worrying about it dying. Is that another car coming? Yeah. Oh yeah, fucker, yeah. That's embarrassing. Okay, here we go, this is nicer. Yeah, I was initially going to take the left, but fuck that. Car, don't do it. Now, cars, like... Now, what am I meant to fucking do here? Ridiculous. Ridiculous, carry on. If you can't make the junction, don't fucking try. Okay, I hate tight turns, I hate tight turns. Okay, got it. Oh yeah, fucker, yeah. She likes the helmet, that's nice. Sorry, buddy. I'm being very silly because there's a guy trying to race me and I'm not going to do it. The roads are way too windy. Give him a little rev back. Let's see if there's any other parking spots closer to the door. Nice. Like, even though I'm only going in to get lunch somewhere, because my first bike was stolen, I'm so paranoid, so I'll at least put like one lock on it. And all I'm doing is going in, getting food, and most likely bringing it home. So I'll be in and out quick enough, but I just still don't trust anybody anymore, which is quite sad. But Dublin has been getting quite bad for robberies in any way, shape or form, so yeah. So there was seating to actually look at my bike, so I've decided to sit inside, but look how pretty she is. I don't know if you can get like a good angle of her, but oh, she's so pretty. Inside isn't doing it justice, so I'll get more footage when I'm outside of her, but yeah, highly recommend Suzuki Bandit. It's such a nice bike, but my hair is in bits from my balaclava, but we're gonna have boy dinner, which is a monster and a chicken fillet roll, because much needed, and I'll probably go for a little bit more of a ride before I go home. But yeah, I just love being on this bike. So I just finished up food and I was looking at some of the footage from this camera here, and because for like maybe half of the footage it was pointed down, and I didn't calculate what it would look like once the bike was sat up, so it was pointing like here, like really just on here, and obviously this takes up a big chunk of what you guys can see, so probably a lot of footage that I shot just won't be included in this, just because I don't want you guys staring at a tank while I talk. So really excited to get that kind of POV mount on my helmet, because my gosh, it is just it's just not a good view for you guys, and once you can see what I can see, it's gonna be so much better. So I'm excited for that. But I have my 360 cam that I'm gonna put like probably here or here. I don't really want this on my bike. I think I'm just gonna ask a friend of mine to just like take it off, because it does take up a good chunk of what I want people to see. I know it's good for like Irish weather and stuff, but it's gonna be a pain in the ass when it comes to like mounting stuff. So yeah, I think that's gonna come off. But yeah, I'm gonna ride home now. I think I'll see, might do like another little lap around. I can just see somebody in the window having a look at me, I think, I don't know. But yeah, having a little lap around and then go home, because most of the footage I got for you guys was muck. Okay, so we initially had you guys on this, and now we have this right here, which is what I'm going to attach you to. So as much as you won't be seeing as much of the road anymore, we'll be able to chat a bit better. So let's just get you set up and then we can go from there. Yeah, I think this setup is like way better. Like, don't get me wrong, again, you can't really see what I can see, obviously, but it feels a lot more vloggy compared to what I was filming earlier. Because again, like this chest mount here, like you can only see like so much of it, that it's quite annoying, because like again, you're like seeing like the tank, but you're not seeing like what I'm actually seeing. So this feels a little bit more personal, a bit more intimate. Okay, stop sign. Going to a full stop because we got our test coming up and we gotta practice. Still hate sharp turns, but right now I'm gonna practice a roundabout because I hate them, but I've got my test coming up in a month, so let's do this shit. Okay, mirror check, right shoulder check, no traffic coming in. Take it nice and slow. Like right now I'm going like 22 kilometers an hour and it still feels too fast. Now left mirror check, left shoulder, left signal, off we go. Ooh, ace that shit. But genuinely having a motorbike at 24, so I got my motorcycle license 6 months ago, like my temporary, my permit, whatever you want to call it, and like the freedom it has given me and the therapy, which I know probably sounds so like of me, but genuinely like the joy that having a motorcycle brings me is just like unmatched. Like it really is. And I had my first motorcycle for 6 weeks back in August. I bought it I think like mid-July and it got stolen mid-August and I was absolutely devastated. I found out everything about the guys who took it, where they were from, what their names were, you know, the pages that they were posting everything up on, and the guards still did absolutely nothing about it, which just kind of made me realize, like, it made me grow a lot as a person to be like, stop being so fucking naive. Like, if you leave your shit out there for people to take, if there's someone who wants to take it, they'll fucking take it, like, you know. So I have a bunch of safety measures in place for this bike that I'm hoping to God will scare somebody away from thinking about even stealing it, because I love it so much. And it is a big upgrade from my initial 125, which is wild to think about. I don't know how I had the balls to go from a 125, oh, it's a horrible turn, but to go from a 125 to a 650 is just mental. I had a guy in an Audi earlier, I don't know what make or model it was, but it sounded like it was kind of kitted out a bit, and he tried to ask me to race, and it's so hard to not give into those little things, because you know the bike can take the car, no worries, but like there was so many bends and twists and turns coming up that I was like, it's also a wet day to a degree, like it's quite damp out, and I was like, I'm just not going to risk this for the macho man, you know, reward of who can go the fastest in their vehicle when he's got 4 wheels and I've got 2. So I was like, yeah, fuck that shit. But it was fun though. Gave him a little rev and we went up the road a little bit, but bar that, I kind of copped on and went, okay, this is not worth it. Let's just let's get off the road safely. That's the main aim right now. But on roads like this, you cannot beat it. That's nice. That is nice. Honestly, this is like such a random ride right now. Okay, they're not signaling, so I can go over here. Oh, school zone. Let's not do that. Let's loop back a little bit. I don't know why I thought this turn would be a good idea. I should have just kept riding on the roads that I know. Okay, I'm going to turn down here because I'm not going to a school. See if it's all good to turn around. See this fuck, there's a van in front of me, so it's so hard to see if there's any cars coming down this way. Why is there a smell of bacon? There's a smell of like waffle crisps. If you're from Ireland, you know what I mean. I don't know if there's a factory nearby, or possibly my skin is burning. Who knows? Who fucking knows? Could honestly be my bike, and I couldn't tell you any otherwise. Okay, having free roads to drive on is just so nice. Like, damn. Okay, so that is it for my first moto vlog, which was very fun. A lot of different shit in there to chat about, to get different angles of, etc, etc. But I'm going to be making as much content like this as I possibly can. Is it going to be super exciting all the time? Not really. Is it going to be super boring all the time? Hopefully not. So if you want to see more of my content, subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz. I'm out of breath because in here is so fucking hot right now. Okay, sorry for anybody wearing earphones. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. And if this is uploaded before Christmas, happy holidays and a good new year. And if it's after, well, I hope your year is off to a good start and I hope you had a good Christmas. Cheers.